Hello warriors, and welcome to another weekly blog post of mine, Susie Barolo, Certified Life Coach. I work with moms and some dads to help them manage their minds because I have found freedom realizing that my feelings come from my thoughts, not from anything outside of me. It gives me power to realize that if I'm upset, it's me. I'm chuckling today because it looks like I am filming from inside a closet. If you're watching this on YouTube, I'm actually in my son's room, but I have one son home from college. Well, you know what? Sometimes we do what we can do. So today I'm not locked in a closet, and I'm grateful for that. So that brings me right into our blog post. This week is Thanksgiving in Virginia, well, everywhere around the world, except if you don't celebrate it, so I should say Virginia in the United States. And some quick questions. How do you feel when you're thinking about the things that are going well in your life? How do you feel when you're thinking about the things that you love in your life? And do you like feeling that way? So that's 3 questions. How do you feel when you are thinking about things you like in your life? How do you feel when you're thinking about the things that are going well in your life? And do you like feeling that way? I do. And I'm not alone. When we're thinking about what's going well in our life and what we love, we are cultivating the feeling of gratitude. Why am I writing about this? Because what we do what we do because of the way we think it'll make us feel. We want to feel better. And so usually we do things thinking of how it'll feel. And gratitude is one surefire way to get us there. Study after study shows that the more grateful we feel, the better off we will be in all aspects of our life. People who regularly reflect on what they have to be grateful for are generally more positive, more optimistic, more open-minded, and happy people. Guess what? Grateful people are also healthier. They sleep better. They have stronger immune systems. They have lower blood pressure, and they are better able to manage their stress. Sounds pretty good, right? So how do we add more gratitude to our lives to get some of these benefits? Well, we need to be deliberate and conscious about it. Most everything that I deal with as a cognitive coach. Take deliberate, small steps, add them into your life, and you will reap benefits, okay? Keep it small, but start somewhere. Here are 4 ways that I add gratitude to my and my family's lives. Number 1, we do it every day, GTPs. GTP stands for grateful, thankful, proud. When we sit down to eat together, we tell each other our grateful, thankful, prouds, what we're grateful for, what we're thankful for, and what we're proud of ourselves for that day. There are a couple of ground rules with these. 1, we do not interrupt anyone when they're telling their GTPs. So if you are a brother, you cannot interrupt your other brother and tell him that he has no right to feel proud for whatever the heck he thinks he's feeling proud of or whatever. Number 2, we all tell our GTPs before we get up from the table. Sometimes other people's GTPs might spark a conversation, and so we'll actually be all done eating before everyone shared their GTPs, but no matter what, we sit there and we respectfully listen until everyone is done. 3, their GTPs need to be unique. Even if we're all grateful for the delicious food that is served, only one of us can say that. This encourages reluctant sharers of their GTPs to go first. They're like, oh, I'll do it. And this also encourages us, if our GTP was taken, and it encourages us to direct our brain and be like, oh, what else am I grateful for? Which is always a wonderful thing. Whenever we can ask our brain, whenever we direct our brain to look for things that we're thankful for, it cannot look for things that we're not thankful for. And like all rules in a family, number 4, the guideline for this one is flexibility. As a mom, I need to be flexible. If a child asks to not do their GTPs at a certain meal, or for our family not to do this, then I just am flexible and I honor that. When you're doing something routinely, missing a day will not bring you back to square zero. I mention this because often my kids, as they go through their teenage years, will ask to not do their GTPs if they have a friend over, or usually it's if they have a friend over, and I will completely honor that. Okay, that's my number 1 way of adding gratitude to my life. Number 2, I bookend gratitude. The more you get in the habit of deliberately pausing for gratitude, the more your brain will search for and find things that are going well in your life. I start and finish my day with gratitude. So that's the bookend, the beginning and the end of my day. Before I get out of bed, I think of 3 things that I'm happy about. about that day or about life in general. And then when I lay down to sleep at night, I think of 3 things again that I'm grateful for about that day or about life in general. When I was developing this habit, I wrote the things down in a book by my bed. That's a great place to start. Now I no longer do that. I just think through it in my head, but you're welcome to do anything. Here are some other great ways to make it a habit. Choose one and try it for a week. One way is have a friend that you text and text her or him your 3 things that you're grateful for. So a little accountability buddy. Before sleep, turn to your partner and share your 3 things aloud. There's just power and beauty in finishing your day in that connecting way and to just share what you're grateful for. Keep a notebook by your bed and write them down. Like I said, this is also super fun to look back at. And just open your phone. I don't really like having your phone by your bed, but many of you do. And if you do, then add it into, there are apps, the gratitude app I will link in my blog post. You can also Google it. It's by Little Buddha, I think. It's a great one, but there are a whole bunch of gratitude apps. I mention that, but I also caution you, don't get all wrapped up in the correct way of doing it. Just do it somewhere. You can text yourself. You can do it in your notes section of your phone. Just the easiest way is to get out a pad of paper, just write it down. Okay, the third thing I do to add gratitude into my life, I'll call the gratitude bing, and set an alarm on your phone that actually says, you can change it, so instead of saying alarm, it just says something, and change it to say, what are you grateful for? And when it goes off, you stop and you think of something you're grateful for. My alarm is set for 2:10 p.m. and I invite you to join me at 2:10 p.m. wherever you are. Truly, it takes 30 seconds or less, usually like 5 seconds, but it has profound benefits in my day. Often it catches me in some thought loops where I'm just like, and then I think, oh, actually, and I direct my brain to look for what I'm grateful for. And when I'm directing my brain to look for what I am grateful for, my brain cannot think of what I'm not grateful for. Number 4, I'm going to call get out there gratitude. In order to be grateful, we must have perspective in our life. What do I mean by this? Well, we feel grateful for our heated homes after our furnace had been broken and is now fixed. You'll feel super grateful for your healthy teeth after you've had the experience of a toothache. So I'm calling this get out there gratitude, so you see what's going on, so you have some perspective in your life. You might have extreme gratitude for your husband or your partner when you come home after you've been at your friend's house and see them arguing, or see her husband doing something, and you come home and you're like, oh wow. So it's not looking for negative in other people's lives, but it's looking for positive in your life. What can you love about your life? Where can you find things that you can be grateful for? Sometimes everyone around us looks like their lives are rosy perfect. Think about the Facebook news feed. Don't be fooled. Everyone is struggling with something. I've found that the happier the posts appear on Facebook, the worse their reality really is. So if you can, get away from Facebook feed, okay, and get out and get into a different area of your town or area. Choose to visit your local homeless shelter or food kitchen. I live in a very affluent area of the U.S., yet have personally seen the struggles of my homeless, my abused, and my hungry neighbors. They're in my town. They are in your town. Get out there, get some perspective, come back to your house with some gratitude. Travel is another great way to gain some perspective. Your bed is never as comfortable as that first night home after a long break. If nothing else, turn on a documentary. If you can't get out of the house to travel, turn on a documentary and watch people who don't have running water. When I was in the midst of a toxic divorce living in an unheated basement, I remember reminding myself that some reason running water came to mind. I'm like, Susie, you have running water. You have running water. I also, it just helped me bring gratitude and perspective to my situation. I focused on what I had and then could move to that next moment. Those are my 4 tips. So please let me know if you try any of these 4 tips, or if you have your own way in your own family of practicing gratitude. I love, the more I learn, I'm totally game for trying your way. The more we manage our mind to see things in positive ways and stay away from negative, unproductive thinking, the more good we bring to this world. It's not about ignoring things that are going wrong, as I said in the beginning of the post. It's about moving through those things while keeping perspective on our own inner selves and our abilities. Share your joys with me. If you aren't a newsletter subscriber, what are you waiting for? I had a great podcast recommendation this week, and I had some extra goodies in there this week. Who knows what'll come up for the Christmas season, but right now, get on there and subscribe. And hey, warriors, I am super grateful for you. I'm grateful that you listen. I'm grateful that you watch. I'm grateful that you read. And I'm grateful that you are interested in enough in yourself and your own growth and evolvement to that next level that you're even interested in the whole arena that I am offering anyhow. And the more we bring of that into this world, the better it will be. So go out there and have a happy Thanksgiving wherever you are in the world. Just take some time to think about what you're grateful for and the things that are going well in your life. Thank you.